Well, what I was doing took longer than what I thought it was going to take. Yeah, well, that's how things go here on the flip side sometimes. Get trying to do too many things, or I forget to do something at the last minute, and well, I only needed a couple of seconds, I guess. That's good. But then I needed a couple more seconds to actually remember to turn the microphone on. So there's that as well. I'm authentic. We'll put it that way. Welcome, everybody. I'm Sam. Welcome to the Flip Side. And this is It Belongs in a Museum, to which your choral reply should be, so do you. That is true. That is absolutely true. I got coffee all over my coffee mug. So much so that I don't even think it'll help if I try to wipe it off, because it's been dried now for a little bit. Oh well. We all have coffee on the outside of our mugs at home, right? You won't think any less of me if you... I got to get my logo out there though, y'all. I don't want to advertise for Dutch Bros. Anyway, good morning, rather. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope that you are doing well. If you are in the chat, let me know. And I like having community. I like having the reality that somebody is actually here with me. Isn't that cool? I like that point. Yesterday, we did our fireside chat where I kind of laid out everything on the channel, how everything's going to be going. So I'm here. So that lets you know at least that I didn't have to cart myself off to San Antonio right away. But it's almost a day-to-day basis right now. Because we don't know how long the paperwork's going to take to go through. And my grandpa's retired Navy, so the military is involved. He's going to be buried on a military installation. So there's paperwork that has to be filled out. I don't know exactly how long that paperwork will take. The funeral home has told us that it could take as long as 1 to 2 weeks, which is why my cousin Mike and I decided to basically just have me stay here for right now, and when the time comes for me to come down there, that is going to be the priority. But we're thinking that that will not be until after Dice Tower East, so we should be good to go. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. We don't have a lot of people here, which is kind of strange, and the people that are here just aren't saying nothing. Maybe you can't, and I understand. Maybe you're watching at work and you can't, you're doing something else and you're just listening. Absolutely. Very cool. Thank you for being here. I'm glad I can provide a little bit of an antidote to the humdrum of work. So there you have it. All right. Well, we are going to be taking a look at a couple of older games today, and if people aren't in the chat, then we can't really do a giveaway, can we? That's the problem, because we usually play a little game in which we get you to try to guess what games we're going to go over. So we play a little kind of I give you some clues, and you guys can use the interwebs or whatever you want to try to find the answer to the question. But the question is usually what games are we going to cover today? And we do have two. But let's see. I wonder. Oh, maybe. No, live chat doesn't do anything. There's nobody saying nothing. Well, this is kind of strange. I might just have to not do a giveaway today and just jump right into it. Because we do want it to be one of those things where other people can come back and watch and feel like they're getting something out of it. And if I'm just sitting here waiting for people to say something, well, that's not very cool now, is it? So, we do have 3 viewers. So, it is what it is. But those viewers just aren't able. I'm going to go that way. They aren't able to say anything. So, I think we will just jump right into it then, and we'll talk about the first game. First game, we're still gonna. I still want to kind of do it though. I still want to. Let's see. I still want to. I still want to maybe give you just a. You know, we'll play a little bit of a game, but whether we have a giveaway or not means that, you know, if we don't have a giveaway, that's fine. It saves me some it saves me some postage. So, but I like giving stuff away. So, but if nobody's solo soliloquy, I can say something, David. Well, solo soliloquy, you are here. You right now you are 1 out of 1 to win. If you can guess it properly. All right, so here we go. All right, so this first game was made in 2011. 2011, so it is 13 years old. That's what we do here. I guess I should explain. It Belongs in a Museum is a series of videos where I just basically take a couple of games off of my shelf and just show them off. Kind of do a quick unboxing of the game, just so you can see the game. I talk about how it plays, some of the different mechanisms, if I can remember some of those details. And we will just simply talk about it. It's just Tuesdays here on the Flipside is all about kind of sharing the older games, giving the older games the highlights. Later on today at 5:30, my wife and I will be playing an older game. We're going to be playing Kings of Israel, and that was from, oh goodness, I have to look that up too. Kings of Israel. I think it was like 10 years old, I think. Yeah, 2014. So Kings of Israel is 10 years old. The first one that we're going to talk about today is 13 years old. And then there's another one that is a whopping 25 years old that we're going to talk about today. So the first one here, though, was made in 2011. And some of the mechanisms here are tile placement and dice rolling. That's what I usually do first, is I give you 2 mechanisms that the game employs. So dice rolling and what am I doing? Where do the balloons come from? Is that what this is? I guess so. All right, well, I guess it's happy birthday somewhere, right? For somebody out there. Dice rolling, team-based game, tile placement. Those are the 3 mechanisms that the Board Game Geek lists. So that should give you enough information to find out what it is, but that's up to you guys how much you use. If you want to go off of your own little group. David Brownlee is here. Howdy, howdy. You rang. I'm in for life. Labyrinth from Ravensburger belongs in a museum. I like it, but a few acres of snow. Oh, and TI4. No, David, it's not TI4, and it's not a few acres of snow either. Takanoko isn't team-based. That is true, it isn't. It is completely competitive. But this first one is team-based, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I have been a champion of this game for quite some time. Others have debunked it as being not worthy, but I've really enjoyed this game over the years. Haven't played it recently very much, but I do really enjoy it. A couple of more things here. Now again, you have to be in the chat. So right now, you have to be in the chat to win. I say that specifically. But right now, we have only 1, 2, 3. We have 3 people in chat. So you have to let me know that you're here to have a chance at winning. That's one of the things that we do here. We like to have interaction. But again, like I said earlier, I understand if you can't do it. I understand that. But in order to have a chance to win, you have to be active in the chat. So Solo Soliloquy says Castles of Burgundy. No. Good guess, but no, that's not correct. Claustrophobia de Profundis is 2-player with each being a different team. Oh, Jesse's here. Hello, Jesse. That's my wife. Hello, I love you. Castles of Burgundy, claustrophobia. It is not claustrophobia. It is not Castles of Burgundy. Let's see a couple other clues. It is a 2 to 6 player game. The complexity rating is a 2.02. And it's abstract strategy. That's the category. It's an abstract strategy family game. That's the type and the category. So there's that. Let's go back. Let's see what people are saying. Eclipse. John Miller. Hey, fellow old dude. What's up, John? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Eclipse is also not really a team game, but has dice and tile laying. More of an economic game, though probably more complex. Definitely more complex. Eclipse is not a 2 out of 5 game for complexity. It's much heavier than that. Survive? Ooh, that's a no, but dude, you are close. Thematically speaking, at the very least. That was very close, David. Now, what we do here, if you are in the chat and I can't guess, I guess I can't guess because you already told me. Actually, this isn't one that I think I talked about last night while you were sitting on the couch next to me, Jesse. So you can guess, but if you get it right, and I don't know that you will. But if you get it right, you just simply have to pick somebody else in chat that is going to be the winner. And that's what we usually do. If you have won before, since we haven't really been doing this very long, if you are the one that picks it correctly, you get to choose somebody else that's in chat who preferably hasn't also won. But when we have very few people here, it's like shooting ducks in a barrel. But there you have it. But to answer your question, Jesse, you could. I don't think I told you this one. Aren't you tricky? I'm Trixie. This is one that I saw and I was like, oh wait, that's an old game, and I haven't gone over that one. So I changed one of the ones that you were talking about. So, all right. So here we go. This is what it is. It's 2011. It is a family abstract strategy game with dice rolling, team-based, and tile placement. 2 to 6 players. That's what I've said so far. What are the clues? Well, I just said that, John. 2011 was the year it was released. The type and category are, it's a family type game. The category is abstract strategy. Mechanisms are dice rolling, team-based game, and tile placement. And I'll give you another clue. Let's see. Tom and I reviewed it on a Miami Dice. Was that too much? The Whoopsick is here. Hello. No idea what game you were talking about. Just letting you know I am here listening. Hello, Whoop. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Takanoko? Nope. Somebody already said that, Solo. And again, that's correct. It doesn't have a team-based mechanism. Takanoko doesn't. Dice Forge? No. Good try, though. And we already said Survive, Eclipse, not correct. Castles of Burgundy, not correct. Claustrophobia, not correct. Other games that BGG says that you would like if you like this game: Martian Dice, Sobek, Shifting Stones, Cat Cafe, Dingo's Dreams, and Boomerang USA. There are actually, that's 6 out of 28. Let's see all 28. Good night in the morning. Battle Sheep, Can't Stop Express, Dragonheart, Butterfly, Copenhagen. Oh, really? Ooh, okay. Lucky Numbers, Monster Factory, Boomerang Australia, Marrakesh. Really? Bunny Kingdom, Saikatsu, Get the MacGuffin, Automobiles, Now Boarding, Mapmaker, the gerrymandering game, Balloon Pop, Chakra, Seven Wonders Architects, Potion Explosion. Really? I might really need to try Architects. Okay. All right. So, any other clues? We just played Castle Burgundy Special Edition, and wow, that was an awesome improvement. That is correct, Anthony's. That is absolutely correct. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a countdown here. If nobody wins, nobody wins. I have rated it a 7 out of 10 on the Geek, and it is made by the copy that I have is by Stratus Games. So maybe that has something to do with it. Couple of more. Now I'm stumped. Uh-oh. There's lava in it. Farkle? No. Ow. Farkle? What the Farkle? No, not Farkle. Let's see. Probably not in my collection. It probably isn't. This is an older one. And this is a more elusive one. Stumped? What? Hey, Karen, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for also being here. Al, I didn't say hello to you. I just replied to you. All right, here's the tagline for the game. It says, players protect their villages from lava strategically using tiles and walls. That's the last one. If nobody gets it after that, remember, you can use the Geek. Use all the resources at your disposal, people. Oh, I have old and exclusive. Yes, I know you do. Okay, so I've been a proponent for this game for years. When did we do the, oh gosh. When did we do the review? Miami Dice review of this was 13 years ago. So we did it when it came out. Oh, wait. Is that? Nuh-uh. Did he just do the intro? Now I'm curious. So I'm looking this up. If you guys have answered, I will get back to you in just a second. Nope, that's me and Tom. Yep, we did Miami Dice. Yep, yep. Oh, he's just doing the walkthrough. So, all right, cool. Yep, yep, yep. All right. Wow, Tom looks like a little spring chicken, and that's episode 30. Good night. Ooh! Ding, 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 ding. The Whoopsick. Whoop! Won it. Got it. Wow! Eruption. The Whoopsick. I don't think you've won in the past, so the Whoop got it. Yes. Eruption is the game that we're going to be talking about very first. So, Whoopsick, you need to send me your shipping information at Flipside. Well, I need to learn how to type here. FlipsideOBG@gmail.com. Yes way. Yes way, ma'am. Very well done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Never heard of that one. Well, that is one of the reasons why we do this on Tuesdays. That's why we have a focus on older games on Tuesdays so that we can talk about games that you've never heard about or never heard of. So that's what we're doing. Now, so let's get down to the table and we'll take a look at this. All right, here we go. Boom and boom. We'll do that. And so we're looking at Eruption. Eruption is by Stratus Games. And you know what? I don't even remember who the designer is. Designer is Chris James. Graphic design and illustration, Andy Curzon and Matthew Plett. 2011 Stratus Games. Warning: choking hazard. Small parts, not for children under the age of 3. So basically, the inhabitants of the villages surrounding a dormant volcano were happily living in peace until kaboom! The old volcano sprung back into life, unleashing rivers of molten lava in every direction and blasting volcanic rock into the sky. The villages, now faced with destruction, must do whatever they can to protect their homes from the incoming surge of lava. Your village is about to burn up. Can you take the heat? All right, so there you go. I was right, not in my collection, but I did pick up the volcano expansion for Tobago. Well, that doesn't count. All right, so here we go. We have Eruption. So the interesting thing about this game, and I say interesting on purpose because it's kind of funny, but you have these different wall figures. You have 18 straw wall blocks, 15 wood wall blocks, and 15 stone wall blocks. So you're using straw and wood to divert rivers of lava. Not supremely thematic. However, here's your contents, and then here is your rule book. I usually do this just so that you guys can see and get an idea of the kind of rule book that it is. It's very colorful, very laden with examples and pictures and whatnot. There are some optional rules over here as well. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the game is like. Very small game, very small rule book rather, and it's pretty cool. So we take the board out, and this is what the board looks like. All right, so you have the volcano right here in the middle, and then you also have a whole bunch of these hexagonal places around here. These are the different villages that players will be in control of, which is also the number of players that you can have. So you've got basically what, six player game, 2 to 6 players. Your player piece will start over here, and every time you take a hit, your village takes a hit or something to that effect, the heat of your village will rise. And as it rises, things will come out, lava tiles will come out, and so forth and so on. When somebody gets all the way over here, that will trigger the end of the game, I believe. Let's see. Let me double check that. Game ends whenever one of the following events occurs. The village burns up completely by reaching the last space on the board, which is this right here, or the remaining stack of lava tiles is depleted. So one of those two things. And then the player whose village heat meter is furthest back, the coolest temperatured village at the end of the game is the one that wins. If somebody breaks this, or if all of the lava tiles runs out, then that's what's gonna happen. So it's pretty simple. During a turn, during your turn, you're going to assess damage. So for every 20 degrees of unblocked lava flow, you're going to roll for blocked lava flows left or right, and then plus 10 for every burned up wall. And then you're going to place a tile on your thing. So you always assess damage first, and then you place a tile, which you're basically going to place 2 tiles in the danger zone 3, draw cards if lava contacts your village, and so forth. And then you're going to play cards, and then you're going to build walls, and you're basically trying to keep the heat of your village as low as possible. But you'll find that that's, as you play the game, it's much more difficult than you can think. But this is where you can actually get resources to help build your walls and all of that kind of stuff. So that's what the board looks like. And then the tiles are simple. They're very thin cardboard. Again, this is like a 13-year-old game. So and it's always been kind of a on the lower production side of things because it was a smaller publishing company. These are the cards that you'd be drawing. Here are some of the other components. And again, the components aren't bad, okay? I want to make sure I say that. These are not bad components, but they're just, these are ones that are basically showing their age. These are the 3, like baby volcanoes will pop out over the course of the game on different parts of this track. So the first one will come out, boom. And then the second one will come out, and the third one will come out. So that's one thing that happens here. These are the dice that you'll be rolling. Not bad dice. These are the player colors that will be on the track here, and you'll be moving these around. So again, they're made out of wood, not bad components at all, but just on the lower side. And these are all of the wall things that you'll be doing. These are the hay or straw. Then you have wood and stone. And you're basically just going to be, putting these out. Can you see that? No, you probably can't. Oh, a little bit. So you're just going to be putting these things out to basically guard your village. But you can build out away from your village like this as well. You don't have to build on just the walls of your village. You can build it out to kind of divert to other people and stuff like that. On top of that, you're also going to be controlling the flow of the lava during the course of the game. So that's what all of these tiles are for, and that's what these are the lava tiles. These are the mini volcano ones. These are the actual lava tiles that you'll be placing out on the board. And so the players actually control the flow of the lava over the course of the game. And that's a pretty cool thing because it is such that there is some kind of a feeling of take that there where you're going to be, when you put, like for example, this one right here, this little flow right here, it can have a tile go this way or this way. You can't put one here though. So if I was to do something like, that wouldn't work, let's say something like this. So now that flow has come into this direction and is definitely headed towards blue. I don't want it headed towards mine, but blue is like, no, I don't think so. We're going to keep that open and we're going to make sure it flows in all directions. But maybe they were able to do something like this instead, where they're like, no, thank you, not coming towards my village. and so forth and so on. And so you keep, you're able to play out these tiles, and pretty soon maybe it'll be something like this, where they're like, oh no, you're going to get some of this heat, and so forth and so on. So it becomes a very picturesque, if I can say it that way, board after a while when all of these tiles get placed out there. So it's a really fun game, and it's such that you also have these cards that you can do different things on your turn. So you can get +1 stone to build walls later on, or you can draw a new tile and replace any existing one. Lava must still connect on all sides. So if you have one that's like, if you draw a tile and you're like, well, I really don't want that coming my direction, so I can do something like this, where I'm like, nope, not coming my way. But here's the thing, if you had something like, I don't know, maybe it was something like this, and you had to replace this, and you wanted to replace this one right here, you would still have to make sure that both of these are connected. But, maybe it would be something like this instead, where it's definitely probably not. It's going to be harder for it to hit my village, whatever. So that's what Quake can do. You have volcanic bomb, where you can discard any wall currently on the board. So that can be one of your opponent's walls. You can relocate somebody else's walls. There are sinkholes, where you can remove any tile from the board, but the lava must still flow continuously. Aftershock, rotate any tile on the board. So there's a reinforce, you can add walls. So that's what these cards kind of do. So it's really just a fun little game, and it's quite interesting in my opinion. Now, again, my opinion, along with about, I don't know, $6, $7, or $8, $9, can get you a cup of coffee now. But this was a game that I really have enjoyed over the past. I've had a lot of good gateway type experiences with it as well. I've taught this to my students in classrooms before, and they've really taken to it. And it's just been a game that I've really enjoyed. It does have some take that elements to it, which in my opinion is, if there's too much of that, it's kind of a down thing, but I don't really, it kind of fits the theme, I guess, is the best way to say it. The theme fits with kind of a take that, it goes back to the whole idea of, I don't have to be the fastest person running away from the monster. I just have to be faster than you. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of has that feeling to it, where we are just trying to, I need to put these player pieces in there too. It just has that feeling of survival, which is one of the reasons why I said David was so close on his choice. But it does have that thing where the only reason the box is this big is so that the board can fit in there. You can definitely see all of the components take up this right here. Dead space, dead space. Oh, but it's there because we have to have the board. So, it's one of those things. But not that big of a deal, in my opinion. That kind of thing was pretty rampant back then, so still not unheard of now. But that is Eruption. So, let's see here. eBay selling a copy for $100? Oh no. No. Do not do period, not period, buy period, this period, game period, on period, eBay period. Especially, this is a fun game. This is a great game. It is not worth $100. Not even close. Don't do it. It's a 7 out of 10 for me so far on the Geek. I need to play it again to see if that updates. It's a 7 out of 10 for me on the Geek based on my rating 13 years ago. Still, I stand by that rating. I really enjoy this game. I still have it in my collection. But do not pay $100 for this game. Do not. Please, do not. My goodness gracious. Very thematic. Yes. Yes, very thematic. Doesn't count. Have you seen the volcano? Very thematic. Oh, it's a hex map. I bet you could use the volcano from the Tobago expansion for a little more table bling. That would be cool. Components are nice for its age, for sure. David, I missed the beginning of. Did Sam say when he is leaving for Texas? Not mentioned in the stream. Actually, it was mentioned. I'm not leaving. Right now, we're planning on me being in Texas on the 9th of July. To take that week to take care of everything. Basically, what's happening here is that my grandpa was retired Navy, and he's being buried at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio. It's a military installation, military seminary. There's a lot of paperwork that goes through. So my cousin has processed the front end of all of the paperwork there at Fort Sam. They have to send the paperwork to St. Louis because that's where all those records are kept. And once we hear back from them, then we can schedule the funeral. We highly doubt it's going to be this week. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be going down there until after Dice Tower East. The funeral home did tell us that we will be able to have complete control over when the funeral takes place according to their schedule. So I don't know how that works. But they've told us not to worry about that. So the week after Dice Tower East is when we are planning on me being down there. Now, if something comes up and the funeral home changes their tune, then we'll absolutely jump to and get things taken care of. But for right now, what we're planning on is me going there directly, if not directly from Dice Tower East, very shortly thereafter. And so do you. Thank you, Sebastian. Awesome. Let's see here. Now he tells me. Must have been mentioned when I stepped away to get the mechanical inspector. No worries. Your cousin is very helpful. Yes, he is. He is absolutely helpful. He's a very good man. So yes. All right. That is Eruption. Very fun game. One that is still in my collection for its own reasons. Next one. This one is no less than 25 years old. 25 years old. 1999 is when this game was released. The mechanisms, well, at least the clues that I'm going to give you, not all of the mechanisms, but the clues I'm going to give you is hand management, modular board, and a hexagon grid. Those are the three that I'm going to give you. As far as mechanisms are concerned, it was created in 1999. So hand management, hexagon grid, modular board. There you have it. We'll see where this goes. All right, so the whoopsick is already there. And so the whoopsick, you need to send me your email. I'm sorry, you need to send me an email at flipsideobg@gmail.com. And let's see, where do I? Boom, there we go. And it looks like you already have. You already have sent me that email, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, that's going to be a fun one at the post office. That's going to be a fun one. Yeah. They're going to look at that and go, huh? That's awesome. She said it's the first time she was able to be at a live It Belongs in the Museum, and she won. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very cool. All right. Okay, what do we got? TI4, thanks, David. Hand management, Puppet Masters. Ha! Nope. Heroescape, very good guess, Sebastian, but no, very good guess. Does not match any of my 1999 games. You have a very limited search pattern, David. You need to widen that a little bit, buddy. TI4, no. Just sent you an email. Yes, you did. Castles of Burgundy? No, John. No, I'm sorry. Not Castles of Burgundy. I guess John is going to be a lot like Eric. And he's just going to keep guessing the same game until it's finally correct. Here's a little hint. I don't own Castles of Burgundy, so it's never going to be the correct answer. Just saying. All right. Let's see. You say that, but my search pattern has worked before. That is correct. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. That is true, David. All right, here we go. So the first couple of clues were released in 1999. The second batch of clues were mechanisms, and that was hand management, hexagon grid, and modular board. Let's see. Should I go with publisher? If I give you the category, you're going to get it. It is a two-player only game. I'll say that. It's a two-player only game. Tigris and Euphrates, no. Starfarers of Catan, ooh, good game, but no. Castles of Burgundy is the right answer. Sam just doesn't know that because he doesn't have it. That's not how that works, David. Settlers was a good guess. Gaia, no. Lost Cities, absolutely not. You know how I feel about Lost Cities. All right, here we go. I'm going to give you a little bit extra. Onitama, no. Onitama was not made in 1999, but a very good two-player game, Al. Targi, no, Eric. But I'm happy to see Eric spreading his wings a little bit. Look at him not choosing to say TI4 over and over and over again. Look at you. Hercules, 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 Hercules. Dow, no, John. I don't know that game, so I can't say if it was a good pick or not. A good guess. All right, publisher was, this might clinch it for somebody. Publisher was Avalon Hill. Yeah, but you also feel that way about Love Letter, and you're wrong about that too. I guess I could be wrong about a lot of things if it's being wrong was solely based on simply disagreeing with you. That is correct. All right, so the next clue, in case you didn't hear it, Avalon Hill is the publisher. 1999, Avalon Hill, hexagon grid, hand management, modular board. Those are the clues so far. Those are the clues so far. What we got? Come on, y'all. You can do it. The Desert Fox game? No. The Escapist? No. Close? No, I don't know. The Desert Fox game, I guess, was maybe kind of close, but you're on the wrong continent. It is a war game. Or a war-ish game, a war-themed game. Ba 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 ba. Almost. You guys are close. The Anthonys. Ding 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 ding. They got it. They nailed it. All right. So you gotta send me that email. Send me that shipping address information to flipsideobg@gmail.com. 2-player AH, the game. Made it. Sebastian, the Desert Fox game. I think it was called Africa Corps. Oh, Googled it. Made in 1964. Yeah, very old game. All right, so Battle Cry. All right, Dana Phillips, you also got it correctly, but the Anthony's Not My Eyeball Games got it first. So very good guess, but the Anthony's actually were the first ones to, even though, you know, they had that question mark in there. They lacked confidence. Dana was just like, this is it. But they had that guess in there first correctly. So here we go. Battle Cry. This is the Avalon Hill edition. As you can see, my copy is showing very much wear and tear on it. And I've been so tempted in the past to pick up the 150th anniversary edition that Avalon Hill put out, but I haven't done that. This is the OG original edition of Battle Cries. So there you go. Great job. Yes, yes, yes. So send me your address, Anthony's, so we can get you a little prize in the mail as soon as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and get down to the table and take a look inside Battle Cry. Now again, as we take a look through this, remember, this is a 25-year-old game. 25 years old. This is a quarter of a century old. Now again, that's not a long time. I get that. Especially, I mean, it's half of my age, though. And some of you are probably saying that's less than half of my age. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. You know, most of the time when people talk about games, they're talking about like maybe 5 years old games. And if they're 5 years old, man, they're so old. No, they're not. This isn't really an old game. It's just an older game. You know what I'm saying? You know, and in the grand scheme of things, chess, checkers, Go. There's so many more older games out there, but this one is one that I think has retained a lot of its ability. Now, I haven't played this game in a long time, so me opening this box is going to be just as much of a surprise to me as it is going to be for you, because I don't know what's been going on in here. They did have stickers for the flags on the units, and I don't know how well those stickers have stayed together, so we might see a little bit of a mess in here. I don't know. We'll have to open it up and find out. So let's go ahead and get down to the table and do just that. All right, let me get this out of here so that I can see what I'm doing. All right, good, 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 good. All right, so here is Battle Cry, and It is a large-ish box. Definitely, you know, your regular Ticket to Ride box is about like this. So you've got a good, you know, 4 to 6 inches bigger than a regular Ticket to Ride box-ish, generally speaking. So it's a little bit of a big box, but, oh, there's the box fart. All right, so there we have that. So far, so good, but that's because the board is holding back all of the nastiness that might be underneath it. Here is your gameplay manual. It's not even called a rule book, but here you go. Now again, remember, 25 years old. 25. I do like this though. Opens up with a speech from Abraham Lincoln. I like that. And then it gives origins of the Civil War. Table of contents, you can see all of the scenarios that are right here. This shows you how to install the flags and the wheels onto your cannons, so there's some assembly that's required. You actually did have to also label the dice. Again, 25 years old, people, 25 years old. So you get the idea what you're talking about here. Not a whole lot. It looks more like a technical manual than a rule book. Not a whole lot of color. But again, remember, 25 years old. Okay? Get the idea though, right? And here's a picture of all of the Civil War battlefields in this game. So it has all of those listed out for you. And now we are into the actual scenarios. So, rules of the game were 13 pages. And now you have scenarios. Okay? And again, the black and white hex here that's just representing the board, and it's showing you where all of the different hexes are put out when it goes out. So, you kind of get the idea, right? I think there are 15 scenarios in here. Chickamauga, Gettysburg, Devil's Den, and Wheatfields. And this is Pickett's Charge over here. Chancellorsville. And the way these are, if you look on the Geek, it'll say that it's been re-implemented by Memoir 44 and the 105th Anniversary Edition. But just realize that it's basically played. It's still Richard Borg who designed it. And so here's the board. So again, they put a lot of their ink, their colors on the actual board. I like how they did this, right? And you have, of course, this is the American Civil War, the U.S. Civil War, where it is the North versus the South. And so a lot of history that is just kind of chalked through all of this stuff. So that is the board. And then you have the actual cards here. I really like the look of the cards. And check that out. Again, 25 years old. 25 years old, and they had it to where all you had to do is push down on one side and you get the whole deck out. Isn't that awesome? 25 years old. Now, with that being said, these are all stickered. These are all dice that are stickered. So again, on the same breath, 25 years old, people, just keep that in mind. The cards are basically the same kinds of things. But they're very much less aesthetically pleasing, but it's basically the same thing. This is an assault card, so you're going to do all units on this side of the field. This is one of the special cards, Bombard, so that each artillery units, you can issue an order to every artillery unit, and they all battle twice or move twice. So it's very similar as far as the cards are concerned. This is a really special card that you would play, call for reinforcements. So the basic tenets of the game is very much the same as Memoir 44. And this was actually the precursor to Memoir 44. You have, I don't like that that's backwards. You have the battlements here that are kind of like the sandbags from Memoir 44. But here are the tiles that you're going to be using, and you also have the victory points, the Stars and Bar, well, I don't remember what it's called. Dixie on one side, Old Glory on the other. And so these are like victory point conditions or point, places in the battlefield where you have to hold it. You've got hills, you've got trees, you've got, I can't remember what those are called, but it's the fences that they used to use. And a lot of combat lines were drawn behind those fences. Wheat fields, or just fields in general, river tiles, and of course they are all double-sided. So you can see that. So there's a lot of ability to construct different battlefields with what you get in the box. On top of that, here are, some of the miniatures that are used. And if I can, let me see if I can get my phone so that you can see, because this is one of the things that's really cool about the game, in that all right, here we go. There's a lot of detail that's actually in the miniatures themselves. So this is one of the leader units. And again, that sticker is not sticking very well, but I'm surprised it's still stuck as well as it did. So you have, this one would actually be part of a unit. This is a leader, so there's a difference between the two. But you also have on the other side, this is the guy that would be, oh yeah, see that one isn't holding up very well. See how it's kind of pulled away from the thing a little bit? But not, I mean, still, it kind of sticks together. And so you've got those, and then you also have the artillery units here. So it gives you kind of an idea of what's going on. But same idea as Memoir 44, lots of history packed into it. Every scenario has its own kind of flair to what's going on. Sorry, the glare is pretty bad. But anyway, look at all that stuff that comes in this game. And this storage solution. Say what? Look at all that. Look at that nightmare. Oh my goodness. Anyway, isn't that cool though? I mean, it's just cool to look behind and see how things were done. I mean, that's just really cool. It comes with its own little riser down there, and everything kind of fits in so well. Board sits right on top and kind of keeps everything there and good. Let me look at, because I said that about scenarios having its, having their, yep, absolutely does. See, it has all of that historical information. This is P Ridge. And then you have Kernstown over here. So you get the idea, right? There's just a huge focus on history in this, and that's one of the reasons why I like it. I don't like it because it's about Americans, taking each other out and all that kind of stuff. I don't like that at all, but it's history, you know what I mean? It's history. And you know what they say, people who forget history are doomed to repeat it. So I like to try to remember at the very least. Social studies game, that is absolutely correct. Functional organizers for the win, right? Oh, but will it work if you sleeve the cards? This is back when production quality was so good you didn't need to sleeve the cards. Now get off my lawn. Where's the Avalon Hill catalog that was in the game? I probably threw it away because, dude, the interwebs. I can go find out what Avalon Hill makes. I don't need the catalog. Was the catalog included, or did you have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope? That's probably what you had to do. Stickers are battle worn. That is correct. They absolutely are. But I was very surprised to see that they were still sticking together. I would have thought that they probably would have lost their adhesiveness. at this point in time. But I'm very surprised, and I'm very pleased, actually, to see how well this game has stood up. I like how the game trays puts the snap-on lids on the inserts. I wish more games would use their storage system. You could throw it down the stairs and it would stay organized. Back in my day, plastic belonged in the ocean. Sebastian. That's amazing. We were actually just talking about that, about a game that we were playing over at Origins where the some of the organizers just didn't snap closed very much. I was talking to Andrew Lowen from Lowen Games, the guy who designed and produced Deliverance, and he said that he had very similar issues working with the factory about that, and it was something that he chose to make a big deal out of because he wanted his enclosures to snap close very well. And yes, you're right, Game Trays usually does a very good job at making sure that their trays do stay closed. So I absolutely agree with you on that. But it's just funny because we were talking, me and some of the guys I was hanging out with at Origins were talking about the importance of just that, having tray organizers that do snap closed so that when you try to lift it, it doesn't just pop right off of the tray. You have to kind of pick it up with the bottom so that they stay intact, these ones that we were talking about. But I just thought that was an interesting thing that you said that, because we just had that conversation a few days ago. Well, that is about it. We usually stay right about an hour long. We talked about Battle Cry and Eruption. Eruption also has, you can see here, it has a lot of tape on the corners of the boxes. So these are older games that have got their wear and tear on them, but they have shown true to be games that span decades at the very least, and we enjoy them a lot. So probably going to be getting these back to the table here pretty soon, especially Eruption. I want to, as we are going back and talking about these different games, this one's staying in my collection, period, end of discussion. I love Richard Borg's design here. It does have a couple of cards in it that have been weeded out of the re-implementations of the game because they were just too difficult. Not difficult, they were just too powerful. But generally speaking, this is a great game. I know I like this. It's Memoir 44, just U.S. Civil War, and not World War II. Eruption, though, I need to get it back to see if it's going to stay. A 7 out of 10 is what I rated it as way back in the day, but I want to see if it holds true to that rating, and we'll probably be doing that soon-ish. Do you own any old Yaquinto or West End games? I don't know. That's love marks. Yeah, it's usage, right? West End games, I think I have 1 or 2 West End games titles, but I'm not sure. I've never heard of Yaquinto, though. So I have no idea about that one, John. But I think I do own some West End games titles. But I don't remember what they are. I would have to double check. Yeah, I'm not going to double check right now, but anyway, we are done. Thank you for joining me for It Belongs in a Museum. Whoopsick has already emailed me her information, so I can get that out. Not by Eyeball Games. Anthony's, you need to do the same, please. And we'll get those off to you here in the next couple of days as soon as we can. Thank you for joining us. Go check out Eruption and Battle Cry if you have the opportunity to do so. If you see these titles at a, I almost said a pawn shop. It won't be at a pawn shop. If you see it at a Goodwill or anything like that, worthy of picking up, especially for thrift store prices, please, and again, do not spend $100 on Eruption. Please do not do that. But if you see it in a thrift store or something to that effect for like $5 or $10, even up to $25, yeah, I think you'd get your money out of it that way, but not 100. Please don't do that. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. We've got some other stuff. We do have another game playthrough coming up this evening at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be 8:30 for all of you folks over on the East Coast, and everybody else will just have to do your own math there. But 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, we're going to come back and play The Kings of Israel from Fun Hill Games, and Jesse and I will be doing that together. So we'll see you later on the flip side. Take care. My mouth stopped working. I apologize. See you later, folks.